Well, today I'm down the lake with James Clarke from Evolve Tackle, and if you've seen any of these videos so far, you will know there's a lot of interesting products coming out from Evolve, but this one is right up my street, isn't it?
You like this one?
We are looking at a few different heli arrangements, aren't we?
Yeah, so run ring system. Again, I think this was the one you liked. So
I like this a lot.
basically, as you can see, it's just a running system.
Yep.
But it has got, again, as with all Evolve stuff, a bit of a twist. Firstly, what you'll notice is the actual bead. You've got a nice tapered bead on there. You've got a nice angle on there as well. So
very slightly kinked, isn't it?
yeah, and what that'll do is just allow everything to sort of sit flush when you're casting, reduce your tangles. And you've also got a nice taper on there as well, so that sleeve or that kit will always fit flushly over the top and fall nicely into place. So that is just, as it is, lovely run system kit. But the clever part,
this is the part I like. Yeah.
So you've got a collar on there, as I showed you earlier, but that you remove from there like this, put it back, and where you see the serrated edge on there, you can actually just clip that off. Yeah. So what that saves you having to do is having to cut everything off the other end.
Yeah, retying things.
Exactly. So you can just pop that collar off, and then you'll see on the actual tulip style bead you got there, on the actual bead, you've got a couple of edges on there as well. And also, when you're inserting your swivel into there, it fits perfectly in. It's sort of angled so it'll fit flushly into the actual bead itself. Yeah. But you'll see you've got a little ridge on there. And again, ideal to wet this. And again, if you want to learn how to set this up, everything's on the Evolve website. Okay. But then that clips in, as you see. Yeah. And then turns it into a fixed. But as with Evolve, fish comes along, picks it up, gives it a shake.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So it's semi-fixed and it's running. And again, the beauty is that if a fish was to become tethered or snagged,
got that big eye, haven't you? That is
got the big eye, and that's gone. So again, as with Evolve, fish safety in mind. But again, if you want to just turn that back into a free running system, again, you just pop the collar on over the top, like so. Pop it down over the recess that the actual clip went onto. Yeah. And then, obviously that's come off now, but usually that'll still be on there. And then you're just back to a running system again. So
it'll be really interesting because earlier today, I got done.
You did.
And I think it was obviously using the weight to unhook itself.
Absolutely.
I wonder what would have happened if I was using
put this one on tonight.
Have you got a couple that I can use?
I have, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I did actually give this to someone who went and fished in France with it. Done really well on it as well. So yeah, it's just a great system. And again, I think this could possibly appeal maybe to some of the specialty anglers out there as well. But yeah, again, you've got internally the swivel flush fits into it. You can remove the collar, turn it into a semi-fix, or just have it as running or semi-fix, and then it's just a running system.
Yeah, you know? It's a really cool bit of kit, this.
And again, it can be used with lead core, lead-free, tubing, whatever you want to use. But it's,
I like the fact that you can take that off as well, so you can, you can change it during your session if you want to. And,
and again, they don't wear. I've been using that for ages. You know, is that system, and it's you've got no problem on there. And again, when you're setting them up, so again, where it's in the water. Yeah, it's going to. Even doing it dry, it doesn't come off as easy. But when it's wet, they pop off perfectly.
And it's a decent sized buffer as well, so it's it's going to protect your line nicely, isn't it? You've got no issues with that. Yeah, I like this a lot.
I know.
If you've got some spares, then I will put them out tonight.
I'm sure I can look after you, Luke.
Oh, thanks very much.
You know? But so that's run ring system kit again. That one's. Oh, thank you very much, mate.
Collar back as well.
You can have the rest. You can just have the collar.
Just the collar.
But, yeah, run ring's a $5.75, pack of 6 in there again. So again, it's all reasonably priced. We've not been greedy on what we're doing. 6 in a pack.
And that will work on, if you wanted to use a naked setup or anything.
Any system you want to use. All of our systems have been designed for lead core, lead free, naked, or tubing. So you use them how you want. But that is turns a lot of eyes, that one, actually, if I'm brutally honest with you. So yeah, very clever. And again, do you know what? Running systems, I think they're not used as much anymore.
No, they're not.
And they're sort of, man, there's a lot of benefits.
I know Curly said that he's switched to them within the last year. And he's had more fish and better hook holes because he's had, savage bites. And well,
so that's a lot
to be said for it.
Put it semi-fixed, you're going to set the hook, then it just turns into a running system.
That's the way I do it.
And the fish just, it's one of them ones where you get a few bleeps, then they just turn into absolute blistering runs, and so that is running system. The other part, because I know you was talking earlier how keen you are on helicopter setups, and you wanted to see what we can offer in terms of helicopters. Yeah. So there's quite a few packs available in the range. Okay, so I'll run through one of the systems because we do a naked and we do a version for, again, lead core, lead free. I'll start from this end. So that's the buffer sleeve itself, or the buffer bead itself. Okay. So you've got lots of lines on there.
Yep.
They're actually just cutting guides. So again, you know, I've just used that up with like a quick change speed link on there, you know, that's spliced onto there. But again, with our swivels, you don't have the barrel part, it's all internally fit onto our weights. So again, if you're using some of these leads and you've got a fully exposed swivel, you've got plenty of...
You've got a longer sleeve if you need it.
Plenty of sleeve on there to cover it. But if you do want to cut it down, you can use those as cutting guides, as you'll see in one of the other systems in a minute. I've cut that down.
And they're, sorry, they're soft enough just to cut with scissors?
Absolutely, yeah. And again, the compound of rubber we use there, we meticulously play with to get it right. So again, because it is a buffer section on there as well. So, you know, that is always going to, rather than just pulling tight on the line, you'll see on the naked one in a minute that it's a good support system on there. Now you can just buy the sleeves separately. The actual sleeves, you can buy the naked version that you'll see in a moment and the normal lead core, lead free buffer sleeve, and they are $2.99 a pack for 6. Okay. Yep. The interesting part, and this was something that took a hell of a lot of developing, I think a lot of people's frustrations with a helicopter setup is the actual sleeve gripping the line. Yeah. Because that's paramount to you to getting a fish hook properly, you know, and some of them drift up and down the line. So the sleeve, there's 2 separate ones. I'm going to actually sort of show them next to each other there. And you'll see they're actually slightly different in size as well. And there was a reason for that. So you'll see that the naked setup is actually slightly longer. Okay.
It's a little bit more tapered as well.
Yeah, a little bit more tapered. All right, and again, you've got a nice taper on there, as you said, so that the actual swivel can run up. Yeah. And in the event of a fish lost, just passes over in. Yeah, okay. But what we played around with for so long was to get the grip of that sleeve perfect, so it locks on.
It's always hard on a naked setup, isn't it?
A lot of them move. So we tested lots of different compounds of rubbers, and as you'll see on the sleeve, you've got 2 ribs on there. Okay, yeah. And internally on the tungsten bead,
I can actually just see that on the inside.
Yeah, you can see it on the inside. Little ribs on 2 little recesses in there. Yeah. Okay, so, and that's a tungsten bead as well. So if you wet it and you slide the bead over, you'll see it clicks into place. Okay. Again, so if you're fishing at long range, you can have it sort of all the way forward. So when you cast out, your rig or whatever you're using isn't going to drift up and pull it away. And again, with other systems, that bead's lost. With this one, it's not. It stays on there. And yeah, you'll feel now just how tight we've managed to get that sleeve onto the naked.
God, yeah, that's a lot of force to try and move that.
And then I'll show you the lead-free one as well. Which again, the bead's the same, but on the lead-free,
I was going to say, you feel that bead clicking across, don't you, on the different
places, yeah.
And that looks quite tapered as well, the actual buffer bead.
Yep. So yeah, on the naked one I was mentioning, what we've done is we've done a tulip style that flushes to the line. Yeah, so then when you're playing a fish, there's no chance of pulling on the main line. There's always a buffer between the main line and that swivel. And again, it acts as a buffer as well, you know. Yeah, it's a tough rubber, so it's not going to cut through it, is it? The swivel's not cutting into that. No. And like I say, they're available separately. So the buffer beads themselves are available separately. They're $2.99. It
almost gives the effect of like a, you know, like a fused leader. Yep. Doesn't it? Because it's such a fine taper.
Yeah. On the lead-free one, again, you'll feel, or lead core, this is actually lead core on there, but you'll feel on that, I'll pull the bead down, but just how tight we've managed to get that sleeve to fit. And again,
there's a lot of resistance. So that's not moving unless you want to try and move it.
Absolutely. You know, so again, it's just a little
And then that's a trimmed down.
That's a trimmed down one, yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice and neat as well, isn't it?
But again, it's all, and I keep saying, it's all about that sleeve. That's the most important part. It locks on. And again, in the event of a fish becoming tethered or whatever, knowing that bead's locked on there, then it will be able to pull it away, the bead away, and be free.
And are these actually quite easy to get on? Because I've had so many in the past.
On the naked one, they come in a little spigot style, so you can actually thread them on. With the lead-free or lead cores, you actually basically just put them on with a gate latch needle.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so
nice.
Just pop them on, slide them over. Just
that's one thing, they can be a right faff to get on, can't they?
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. So, again, they come in a different kit form. You can just buy the systems on their own. That doesn't include the buffer beads on there. So they're $4.75 each for the naked or the leader. Again, 6 in a pack, or you can buy them in kit form, so you get the buffer bead, the sleeve, and the tungsten bead as well for both the naked and leader, and they're £7.50 for 6 in a pack. So again, you know, sort of adequately priced, we feel.
Yeah.
And again, look, it just puts another edge on helicopter fishing, you know.
I like it.
You want them as well now, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to raid,
I'm
raid
go
your
with
van.
nothing, aren't I?
Pretty much, yeah. You knew that coming here, didn't you?
But again, how to set them up, any hints or tips, guidelines and whatnot, go onto the website.
Awesome.
And step-by-step guides on it.
Nice. Like it a lot.